Hey there, YouTube friends. It's Rainy and Shadow over there from the Woolly Llama Shop, and he is looking out the window right now. He's not interested in what we're doing. We are here for day 79 of the 100 Days of Halloween 2025 crochet-along, craft-along thing. And so I'm going to do this in reverse order again today. Or I'm going to reverse things up again. What am I doing? Well, I'm making a blanket. I'm trying to make a block to represent each of the 100 days of Halloween. There we go. I may not be making a block a day, but there is one for each day of the 100 days of Halloween. So that was the original intent. Now, I made this huge list. I shook the internet upside down and dumped out all of the fall and Halloween goodness. And I made a list on Microsoft OneNote. I assigned each pattern that I found a number from 1 to 100, and I put them in the Jinxed Jack-o'-lantern of Joy. And we didn't start out in Jinx. We started out in a plastic container, but I found Jinx very quickly into the operation. And if you want to see that whole thing, you got to go back a lot of episodes. So, we're getting down there. Not that many left in Jinx. And so the theme of my blanket very quickly became the blanket that spiders built, because in the first 30 days I drew out like 7 spiders. So I had to change a little bit. I made a big block for the center that has a spider on it. And he currently still has one crochet hook. I have not given him his other crochet hook because I have lost it and I have to make another one. So, I did finally finish it. You can see that a couple of episodes back, like probably last week sometime. And now I've started putting it together. But I'm not going to show you that because it's all here on my desk and it's a mess. And I don't want to pick it up right yet. And so, I have other folks that are joining me in this endeavor, and you too are invited to come along. It's not too late. It is only too late on November the 1st. That is when it is too late. And then we're starting a new project. So, yeah. So Missy at Missy's Yarniverse and More, she is joining me in this endeavor, and she is making a blanket like me, kind of. Her blocks are different. She's putting her blocks together in a different fashion. We are kind of overlapping, but we are similar in the fact that we are both doing, hers is going to be a 100 block Afghan, mine is going to be 105. Mine's going to be bigger, but the central block takes up the space of 16 blocks, so that's why it's different. And in order to make it even, I had to put in a few more blocks just to make, so I could have like an even number of blocks. But anyway, Missy is phenomenal. She has been doing this through COVID, through vacation, through everything. She has not missed a day. She has dropped a video every day. Since the beginning, since July 23rd, she has dropped a video every single day. And we are on day 79, so 79 videos worth. That's even better than me because I only post Monday through Friday. And occasionally on the weekend if I have a day off. But there are others. Nova at novagnomecreations is also making blocks, but she is making sweaters with her blocks, so it's kind of like a wearable blanket. It's just in the form of a sweater. It works. She's making a sweater for herself and some littles in her life. And then there is Patricia at Yarny Cat Crochet. She has also made some blocks, but she's made a scarf and a purse out of those blocks. And then she jumped the fence and went crazy and abandoned blocks, and she is just wild abandoned doing amigurumi. She posts a video whenever she finishes a project. Nova posts about every week or so. Both of the other two ladies, Nova and Patricia, have a lot going on in their life, and they have a lot of projects going on. Whereas Missy and I, well, you know, we've kind of just given up life, and we're just, this is our life. This blanket is our life. And this blanket will continue to be my life, even after Halloween, because I'm going to attempt to write a book about Halloween squares crochet book. So that is my project starting November 1st. But I am getting this bad boy out of the way first. And while I have this in my hand, I will show it to you. This is my Franken cactus. I finished him yesterday, but I had to put some extra in there so you could see him. Now you can see his hair a little bit better. And I gave him some eyes. And I squished the backs down so they're not... you know, I was having a hard time trying to squish these backs down, but you know what? I have one of these little things, and this makes smashing the backs down so much easier. So yeah, I smashed them down with my little thingy. This thing that protects my finger when I'm using the hot glue gun. Works amazing. So yes, I did get Franken cactus done, finished and ready to go in the box. And because I had to go and waste some time in the clinic today, you know, pre-employment physical, flu shot, drug test, you know, that thing. Spent 3 hours sitting in a clinic. 3 hours. So I had enough time in between, you know, this, that, and the other when they shuffled me from room to room. I made 2 blank squares. Now, this surprised me. Whoops, wrong one. It looks like it's a moon in the center, kind of, except for this little bit right here. And so if I turn it upside down like this and I cover it up, I could put something right here, like on the block, or, you know, the other way, maybe this way. I could put something like right here where my hand is, and that could be a full moon block. What do you think? A gray moon with a black background. It looks like that full moon block that I've been making. And then this one, same skein of yarn. This is all that's left. I just grabbed whatever this morning. I was scrambling trying to figure out because I had to go for that thing at the last minute. And of course I have my emergency bag, my trauma llama bag, alpaca your wounds. And so whatever fits in this is my emergency go bag. And see, I have this skein of yarn in here, or this little ball of yarn in here too. But this skein fit in here. And so it was just well, as you can see, it was blacks and grays and like a light gray and black, and then a kind of a medium gray. And then all I got left is this little bit. So that is what I accomplished this morning while I was waiting in a clinic to get my blood drawn and, you know, have them take my pee and stab me with a flu shot and, you know, that kind of stuff. So I guess they declared me physically fit and able to work. Woohoo! But I got to go back Monday for a TB test. Because, you know, it's a funny thing. You go on a Thursday and they need it read on a Saturday, and you're like, dang, I can't go back on Saturday because I work all day. So yeah, TB test, you have to go and get it done one day, and then you have to go back 3 days later to get it read. And the lady's like, well, hey, is there anybody who could sign off at your job? You know, I'm like, honey, I am the RN. I am the one that could read it. So unless you want me to read my own TB test, no. So yeah, I had to go back. Hopefully it will not take as long the second and third times that I have to go. Hopefully, I mean, it's like a 2-second procedure, done, and then go back and read it. So hopefully I won't have to. It's just the fact that I got to go all the way to Beaumont to get it done. It takes me like a half hour to get there. But, and I'm totally digressing from this whole 100 Days of Halloween thing. I know I was talking about the blocks, but there's a Five Below right across the street from where I had to go. So you bet your biscuits I went to see what was there, because Missy, my good friend and enabler, bought a whole bunch of cute crochet kits. So I had to go and see what they had. Now I will say, my Five Below was very disappointing. But I did get, and this is not Halloween, sorry, but I had to show it, knit kits, itty bitty knit kits. Yeah, the very one crochet kit that I wanted, they did not have. They had some of the others, but I didn't want them. And so, in this little bitty knit kit, I'm going to show you what's in here, because I am so tickled. I love itty bitty. I love small. And the reason I picked up the pickle is because I've had multiple people ask me for emotional support pickles. And so now I have a knit pattern. Oh, let's see. There's directions inside here. There's yarn inside here. There's a bag inside of here with fluff. And look at these. Look at these little knitting needles. They're tiny. Look. I am so tickled by these little itty bitty knitting needles. They are so precious. And then there's also more fluff. And then the not very well little stickers that I will probably embroider my own face on, because I am not impressed with those. I can surely do a better job embroidering a face, and I can use safety eyes. So I probably will deviate a bit from the plan, but the emotional support pickle I'm so tickled about. And I'm fairly certain that the pumpkin has about the same kind of stuff in it. But yeah, $4. $4 at Five Below. But no, they had, let's see, they had Stitch, but I didn't want Stitch. I mean, I love Stitch, but you know, now if I'd had the option way back when somebody asked me to make a Stitch, you know, I had someone want to buy a Stitch amigurumi from me, I might have taken the kit up, you know, but I'm trying to be frugal with what I buy. But there are some things that I just can't pass. Okay, that's it. So I've got the pattern, I've got the yarn, got the fluff. Green knitting needles, I love it. I love it. And then of course we've got pipe cleaners, which I probably will not use. Pipe cleaners. And more felt pieces for the face and the needle. So see, that's where you use for the stem and the little vine, and then the feet. That's what you need the pipe cleaners for. But I had to share, because I never have anything interesting to say when I'm doing these. And I had to throw this in here because it was pumpkin. It's fall related, so it counts. Okay, got everything all tucked back in. Oops, I forgot to put the needles in there. But I can't tell you how tickled I am with these little knitting needles. They're probably like 4 inches long or 5. You can't really do much with those, but you know, I mean, there's things like 10-stitch afghans, and you know, there's all sorts of things you could do with them. So anyway, okay, got all that back in there. Now, if you're new here, I usually don't do this, so please watch other ones that are more representative of the fact. Okay, so I'm going to get back on course now. Throw those under my desk. Throw those back under my desk. Okay, so now, to the draw. What does Jinx have for us today? Ta-da! Let me get all my... In case you missed it, Jinx is also my crochet hook holder that I have on my desk. I have several crochet hook holders throughout my house because I have about 40 gazillion sets of crochet hooks. So we have 25 today. Wow, we had 23 yesterday. Jinx is not so random after all. Jinx has never been random. So let's see. Oh, guess what? It's a spider web. You're going to see it right here. How did I know this was coming? Yeah, it's the blanket that spiders built, but I did it to myself. I put all these spiders in there. What was I thinking? I don't think I was. I don't think I was keeping track of what I was putting in there, because I was putting anything and everything. And at last count, the list was up to 153. So I've got plenty of blocks to choose from if it's something that I don't like. But, so let me get back on this right quick. I didn't even talk about it. It is the, well, where'd the website go? Do I not have a website on that one? Well, it is the Spooky Spider Web block. I just have a picture of it. Alright, well, let's do it this way. Give me 1 second. I don't know what I was doing when I did this. I don't know where my brain was, because sometimes I just have pictures and no websites, and I don't know, maybe I got interrupted. I don't know. Come on. Spooky Spiderweb block. I'm Googling it right fast to make sure I can find the directions for it. Which I think spiderweb blocks like this one are going to be cool, because, okay, here it is. The crochet-zone.com. Anyway, I think they're going to be cool because, you know, we'll be able to see through the Afghan. So I'm hoping I'll have to look through all the ones I've seen. I know I've got at least one other one, and I'm hoping there's a couple more. But where is, okay, I guess, I don't know, I'll have to look into it later. But anyway, that way, you know, you can kind of see through the Afghan too, you know, and it's got all these spiders and everything. And so, you know, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool to have spider web blocks. There we go. I'm not speaking real well today. I got a really dry mouth today. I think it'd just be cool with the spiders and everything, you know. And it'd be really cool if I could put them, like, you know, I have the spiders planned out in certain locations, because I've got it all, like, plotted out. Of course, you know, I make plans and then I have to throw them in the wind because stuff happens. But if I could put the webs by the spiders, I may do that. I may just, like, you know, could strategically place these spider web blocks by the spiders and give it a kind of a design to break up all the busyness of all of the appliques and because I don't have blank blocks. Missy has some blank blocks in hers because she did like a variegated bright yarn, like a bright stripes, and I forget what the other one is, neon stripes maybe. And some of her blocks turned out cool, just by the way they fell. But mine, I may end up doing blank blocks also, but do them like this block today. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. The spiders need to continue to advise me on this because it's their blanket, not mine. But, yeah. So, as I wind this ball, see, I'm winding it into a ball. Sometimes I use my yarn winder, but for little bitsy balls like this, I just wind them myself because nothing goes to waste around here, that's for sure. I can see maybe a whole nother, like one of the spiderweb blocks out of this gray color. Maybe. Who knows? There might be 2 or 3 blocks worth in here. But anyway, I'm just sitting here and just chitter-chattering on. Anyway, if you're a returning viewer, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with me for this long, for 79 days. And if you're a new viewer, I encourage you to come back because it's not always like today. Bam, done. It's not always like today. I'm not usually this chitter-chattery. I usually just business and done, and we're done in like 12 minutes or, you know, under. usually under at least 15. I try to aim between 10 and 15 minutes, but today it's like 20 minutes. So with that, I'm going to wish you a frightfully fabulous rest of your day, rest of your Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow for the weekend edition.